My girlfriend's mom asked me whether I want to eat lunch with them or not. And I said, nah, I'm good. And she didn't believe me. She was like, yeah, surely. Like, surely you don't want to eat? I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't want to eat. And after some encouragement from my girl, I'm like, yeah, I can eat with you. She already didn't believe me that I didn't want to eat the food with them, thinking that I'm just being polite. Then later, at the dinner table, she's like, wait, I think I forgot to salt the water. Isn't it too little salty? I'm like, nah, it's good. And I genuinely believe that, nah, it was good. I didn't want to add any more salt. And she's like, yo, he's just being polite. He doesn't want to be rude. And asked my girlfriend if it actually is too salty, if it's too little salty or not. She didn't believe me, having in mind that I'm being a nice guy. That, no, he would never say that I messed up and I added too little salt. She viewed me as a nice guy. Later, my girlfriend's brother said some inappropriate joke, and I giggled a little bit. And I didn't burst out with laughing because it wasn't that funny, but I giggled a little bit. But my girlfriend's mom said to me, hey Bart, you can laugh. As if I giggled because I was just trying not to burst out laughing. She was thinking that I'm afraid to laugh, and I just giggled quietly. She viewed me as a nice guy and as a bitch. So this is the impression of me that she has. And now it's gonna be a very, very hard thing to make her think otherwise. Because she views me as a nice guy. And this is, I think, one of the worst labels that you can have. But it's apparent that she views me as a nice guy. I'm a little bit, not talkative in her presence. I don't know why. I don't know what is going on. But she views me as a nice guy. And I must stop it as fuck. Because it's one of the worst labels that you can have. She thinks that I'm just being polite and that I can say that the water, that the rice is too little salty, that she didn't add the rice. Thinking that I'm just being polite. Like, what the fuck? But this is all my fault. This is all my fault. Because I was a little bit, because I appeared to not be confident, because I was indecisive. And these are the things that I have to work on. I must, first of all, make my body language better. Because if I sit with my chest out, if I take up plenty of space, she's gonna be like, I'm automatically gonna make myself in the mood of I'm confident, I'm not afraid of anybody. And I wouldn't be that nice of a guy, right? I should also probably critique something from her, if honest, obviously. But if there's something to critique her about, then I could do it. Or disagree with her about, then I should do it. If I show her that, I actually can stand for myself, and I can criticize, and I'm not agreeable so fucking much, she's no longer gonna view me as a bitch. She's no longer gonna think of me as a nice guy. I may be viewed a little bit rude, but I don't think so. But even if I am, she's no longer gonna think of me as a nice guy. I also must be decisive because I'm very indecisive in her presence. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm just not decisive. Do you wanna eat it? I'm like, oh, do I? And I can't really make a decision. So I must be a lot more decisive. I'm 2 seconds and I make a decision. She's gonna view me as okay, he can think for himself. He doesn't have to ask for anybody's approval. He just says definitely what he thinks and he holds to it. So I must just appear to be comfortable. I must be decisive. I must critique her to get rid of that label of a nice guy. Because she labels me as one as fuck. And I need to regain my aura back. Because now I'm just a little bitch in her eyes. And it hurts me so fucking much. My first impression was absolutely amazing. The first time I saw her, I walked in her apartment in shoes. In my country, we don't walk in shoes in our homes, but I did. Because it was just for 2 seconds and I would go back home. But I just walk in shoes to her living room and I hug her. Nobody ever done that to her. And I'm talking among my girlfriend's friends. Nobody ever done that. Everybody is afraid of her. But not me. I just walk in, I hug her, and I don't give a fuck that everybody is afraid of her. I wasn't. So I had an amazing start, but later it diminished. So now I have to regain my aura back, because having a label above your head as a nice guy, this is just one of the worst things that you can have. So I must work on not being a little bitch in her presence, because I don't want to be viewed by my mother-in-law as a little bitch. Hell no. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned something from it. Type in comments your ways of not being a nice guy, because I became too nice of a guy. I absolutely need your advice, because I might have overlooked something very important. Subscribe if you liked the video, and have a good day, dude.